Alrighty, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Horizon Chase Turbo. However, I am not alone. As you may see, I have one with me alongside me.
Oh, hi.
Mr. Robo
I'm here. Sweet.
So this was a game made back in 2018 by Aquaris Game Studios, which is a Brazilian video game company. They recently got bought out, I say recently, I'm not sure how recent, by Epic Games. And got taken over. But this is basically a indie title. It's very reminiscent of the classic 1980s sort of games. So Outrun, Lotus Esprit, Turbo Challenge, and Top Gear. So this is the Summer Vibes category. It is a slight bit difficult, but for the most part, we're racing in a classic Ferrari. Now we have several skins. My personal favorite is the Miami Vice one. So we're going to stick with that. If we're ready on time, do you want to get the button?
Yeah, got it.
In 3, 2, 1. Go. Right, so there's about 12 or 13 races. Most of the time it is literally go fast and beat the AI. There's really not much more else to it. And there is a boost system and a fuel system that we need to keep an eye on during the races. But apart from that, Robo, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, instantly you can kind of already see the 90s vibes behind the game anyway. It's it's very reminiscent of all those kind of 80s games. My personal favorite out of those was Outrun. It just kind of looks and to a certain extent feels like a not a clone, because obviously the tracks are different and everything, but just a really smooth reskin of that kind of game. So it's kind of like all the gameplay of the 80s era. You've sort of added the boost mechanic, which obviously you didn't really get in races at the time. And it just kind of looks a lot smoother, and there's some really great music in the background as well.
It's worth noting as well, I think, is it Barry Leach that made the music?
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this was the same guy, I believe, that went through, was it Top Gear or Lotus?
He went Lotus Turbo Challenge, Top Gear.
Yeah.
It's effectively well, again, you can kind of get the feel from the music anyway, but I guess once you know where it comes from, it's kind of quite clear as a as a music track, as a music style.
Yeah. So the Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge, if that name sounds familiar, that's because Tiny Tim ran this. Was it summer last year? I think it was.
Yeah, he ran it in summer, and then what was it? You ran in winter?
Yeah.
They all...
I did Hot Shot Racing. I think, didn't I? That was kind of similar, but yeah. So for the most part, like I said, it's very A to B. The races come at you thick and fast. You'll show you as well that there are tokens that you collect on track. So the thing is with this game is that it gives you multiple objectives. The main part is you need to beat obviously the race and win that, but also it gives you an added challenge where you have all these tokens in the race that you need to collect. You can't do win the race and then go back and collect the tokens. You actually need to do two in one go. So it's either you lose the race and collect all tokens, or you win the race and don't collect all tokens, or obviously you can do multiple of both. You'll notice as well, for anyone that knows their cars, they'll probably recognise a lot of vehicles on screen, mainly because of the fact that even though these cars are not licensed per se, they are based off the real thing. So in front of me right now is a Honda NSX, probably an old 1950s Chevy, Ford Mustang. There's a Jaguar X220, I want to say this is, and a Camaro. There's quite a variety of cars. The car that we're driving is supposed to be known as I think it's the Horizon Chaser or something like that.
Yeah,
but realistic terms, this is the main, should we call it a clone for Outrun? The main Ferrari clone.
Clone suggests some kind of dirty work, whereas this is completely a legitimately original game.
But just on a quick side note here, I do actually want to give a big mention to someone called Space Crockett, I think it was, who provided us with some last-minute notes, so thank you very much. And also, a big mention goes out to the actual game studio. So they are actually kind enough to get in contact with me a few days prior to ESA. And they've actually managed to get this promoted in Brazil somewhere. So hello to everyone in Brazil. I don't speak Portuguese, I'm afraid, so I can't say anything in Portuguese.
Yeah. Bonjour.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, close enough, right?
That's got them on side.
Yeah. We're English.
We know
any foreign languages, all foreign languages, right? Sorry.
But yeah, so I think it was a guy called Leonardo, who's the community manager, who actually was having a quick chat with me the other day about it, and he was really happy to to allow us to, well, not allow us, but he was saying like it's really cool to see our game being shown on like such a big stage, which put me in like a nice light. I quite enjoy that.
Yeah.
There's also a sequel as well. I've not even mentioned this, but yeah. So there is a sequel that released, I think it was last year. It's still yet to come to the PC and Steam platforms, but also just about made that live stream my teeth and fuel. You can just about risk it, but we got there. Also, the music when you finish the race is pretty good.
Yeah.
It does actually change too, depending on where you finish. So if you win the race, you get that music. If it's like second or third, or yeah, second and third, you get different music. Fourth is even lower.
Yeah. We'll have to take your word for it, I'm sure.
Also, I just realised it says Holly Mood.
Yeah.
Hollywood isn't a mood, but sure, I guess. Also, oh, that was smooth.
Yeah.
That was really smooth. That should not have gone that well. But I will take this.
I mean, sometimes the AI just does AI in racing games.
Yeah. So I think it's on this particular race, if I remember correctly. So this one has a main back straight. You can already see it. It looks more. To be honest, this track always looks like a foot. I don't know why, but I always think like it
alien
does.
Foot. Yeah, it could be alien foot.
Yeah, I think so.
Little three-toed alien foot.
Something like that. Yeah. So there's like 4 massive. Sorry, there's like this is like the big straight I meant before, but this is like the main bit where all them boost bottles that we were just picking up. Yeah, this is the reason why we need them because I mean this straight goes on forever. This is the thing, and thankfully it's 2 laps. Also, this music bangs. It's so good. Yeah. Like this is the other thing as well. Like with video games, I don't know why for some reason I often don't take much note of the music. Some of the cases anyway. Like some of the older games I do, like when I play Driver or Colin McRae or something like that. For those wondering as well, yes, that's maybe where you know me from. So I tend to do a lot of racing games in terms of speedrunning anyway. So for me, this was nothing new, but the whole reason I actually picked this game up in the first place was because I'd seen it a couple of years ago over on Steam, and at first, I'll be honest, it didn't take my interest. However, I remember Tiny Tim was mentioning about, oh, I've never played this game before, but it looks very cool because it reminds me of, funnily enough, Lotus of Spree Challenge and the old Outrun sort of games. So I actually gifted him on Steam, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to play this myself. Ended up playing through the whole game. He did the same. And I was like, wonder what the speedruns are like for this. And turns out the speedruns are interesting because the thing is not only have you got, so you always start from the back as well. This is another thing I need to mention.
Yeah.
Every race, you always start from the very back and you have to work your way forwards. Also, nice, another win. So the races start off easy by and get harder. Unsurprisingly, that's kind of how racing games do work.
Yep.
But yeah, so the main like part of this as well is that you have like there's a world tour that you can do. There's another one which is obviously we've got Summer Vibes here. There is Rookie Series, which is quite slow, but also if you're a beginner, that's a good like little speedrun to start out with. The world tour, like the full world tour, and I believe it's like collecting everything. Someone did a run of that quite recent. I'd probably say in the last couple of months. That took like nearly 6 hours to do the whole thing. Right. So, but you can do like if you want to do just the races for the world tour, you can do, and it really doesn't take that long. I promise. Also, that bridge for some reason really goes. It messes with my eyes at times with that.
I didn't appreciated how thin the tracks were actually until you're going at them at pace.
Well, this is the thing as well. So a lot of the tracks, I mean, especially as they get on, like you'll obviously be picking up speed and going faster. But for the most part, the tracks are wide enough to easily fit 2 cars to one side. The thing is with the hitboxes, they are quite precise. I find you do have to be careful as well, depending on the corners that are coming up. So, for example, like right now we have I think, well, the guy being second, he'll be fine. I don't think he'll get past, or maybe he will. Fine if he does. But yeah, for the most part, like the track can easily fit 2 wide. The hitboxes, as I was just saying, can be quite accurate because obviously if you touch like the edge of the car, they will like supposedly hit you and obviously slow you down. So one of the things I did learn from Space Crockett, who gave us the information, which I didn't actually know up until literally like 2 days ago, was that. So at the start when you get a boost, you can get a perfect boost and your top speed increases by about 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour. if you get hit, your top speed reduces to the maximum top speed. So the idea is supposedly to keep that top speed the whole way through. The problem is when you've got, say, 14 cars in front, it isn't.
Yeah, sometimes they just immediately barge you.
So yeah, it's always a fun little time. So, but yeah, how's your ESA going, by the way?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, for me personally, it's all been Taskmaster preparation, and yeah, stick around Wednesday evening, because we're gonna make some gamers do some silly things for the approval of another gamer.
I smell $20%, possibly.
If you smell that, it's because you're smelling Matako, who is the Taskmaster. He of the glorious opinions.
I'm not kidding. When I saw Matako the other day and he come in the suit, and I was like, have you just come straight from work? He's like, yes, I have. I was like, okay. I'll give you that one. So yeah.
He never stops that, man.
So this one, funnily enough, so I have a funny little story with this one. So there's been several occasions in particular on this track. I do not know why I've done it, but I always do. So when I get to the third lap, I usually start celebrating, thinking I've beaten the race, and I always forget it's 4 laps.
Okay.
The amount of times I've done it now is a bit too much, but luckily during practice I was like, no, you've got a 4th lap. Remember this, 4 laps.
Okay, I'm going to rely on you guys. We need to call him out once he reaches the end of the 3rd lap.
Yeah, go.
Remind him, everybody. One more lap.
That's easy. Nice.
All right, there we go. Okay, we've got you back.
Yeah, nice. If I don't remember, you guys remind me.
All right.
You gotta love the guys at ESA, it's always good stuff. Also, shout out to the UK guys from back home. There's a lot of people that I know that come here from the UK, but there's also a lot of people that can't make it, and hopefully everyone back home is doing well. Obviously, one of the things that I noticed yesterday, I can't remember which one was it? I think it was last night, but of course, he sat behind me, I believe. Where's Riggy? He's right behind me, he did Red Dead 2 last night. Make sure you stay hydrated, of course. Obviously, video games are fun, but only do it in nice amounts, and obviously make sure you get your eyes tested at least like twice a year or once a year. I think it's like, is it once every 2 years in the UK? I can't remember. Like
mine's once every 2 years.
Also, imagine
what the petition said.
Also, it's an interesting part. It's like, imagine coming to ESA and the first thing you hear is eye tests. It's like, this isn't a gaming event.
It was weird enough at ESA that I learned that I needed glasses. Yeah.
The more you know.
Exactly. ESA is educational.
Hey, one more lap.
One more lap.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. He definitely would have forgotten otherwise.
So, what's your earliest memory then from a game like, say, Outrun or Top Gear or something like that? Have you got an earliest memory?
I mean, it would have been probably Outrun in the arcades, going to the likes of Southend, because I'm from Essex. Or Hemsby in Norfolk, Great Yarmouth, those kinds of, the sort of really long beaches with just arcade.
Yeah.
And you can do the little penny pushers, or you can find the Outrun or Outrun clone.
You can find the good stuff.
Yeah. Because what are you going to do when you're a tiny human male boy and you just see a big car that you can drive? And things actually respond, and then your doting parents oblige you with a 50p piece.
I was going to say, because you obviously had like Outrun and things like that, but then as the years got on, you had other games like Sega Rally Championship, things like that came into effect, and
Daytona,
of course, Daytona. Gotta love Daytona. The funny thing is, so I think as well, so with Sega being like they were at the time with Sega Rally, they did the Sega Touring Car Championship arcade game. I don't know if you ever played that. I tried that for the first time the other day, and I was like, this game's got some mad physics. I don't know how people played it. But again, it's all like, this is the other thing as well with arcade games. In my opinion, now this might sound like a bit of a hot take, so here goes. The arcade game scene, I feel, gets very overlooked these days compared to everything. A lot of everything is simulation. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand the simulation side of things. But I always feel like the arcade side always just gets a bit like, swept under the rug, and it not a case of we don't care, but it's just a case of it just doesn't feel like there's a bigger market than there used to be. I don't know, maybe, like I said, maybe everything's wanting to go more realistic or something like that. Kind of a shame, really. I mean, for me, like I said, there was, like I said, in the last few years, so you had, this came out like 5 years ago. God, that makes it feel a bit weird saying that. But yeah, this was 2018 when this came out.
Yeah.
Sequel was out last year. We had Hotshot Racing, which was 2020, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there's there's a variety of other games, obviously, not just these ones, but it's one of them things, I guess.
Yeah, I think part of the thing is that, especially nowadays, a lot of the hype gets kind of absorbed in. Basically, you've either got kart races, your Mario Kart, your Crash Nitros, again, which tend to feature more of the like the marketing tie-ins for TV shows, that sort of things. It's like, oh yeah, if you don't know what to do, make a kart racer, blah blah blah. And then your hyper-realistic races, and people forget that there's this,
it's like Wipeout. Like Wipeout disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm pretty sure people will take a new Burnout game at this point. Cause
they haven't released an F-Zero in forever.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so many. We could list so many. I mean, there's like the Driver IP as well. Like the thing is as well, the Driver IP, coincidentally, whilst we're quickly talking about it. So even though the games stopped at San Francisco, the community actually made a game called the Driver Syndicate, which is it's like their own community project.
All right.
It's like, right, Ubisoft ain't gonna make one, I will make one. Also, whilst we're talking games, has the host got anything they would like to mention?
Yes, I have a quick mention, and because in about 1.5 hours we'll have a Duolingo run, and there is an incentive to have Klingon as a bonus language.
Oh, I did see that. How are we doing?
Yes, we're about $60 away, so let's make sure that we meet that, because that will be really interesting to see. And also, just as a quick reminder, you can get your own ESA charity t-shirt at speedrun.store for about $22, and as far as I know, $8 of that will be directly donated to charity. Again, that's speedrun.store.
If I remember rightly, is that the new design?
Yes.
That's today, isn't it? That really?
Yeah. That is when that releases. It looks fire.
Yeah, it does. It actually does. The best thing is now, it's like the remember the t-shirt for, is it ESA Winter last year summer, but
Summer.
It was based off Winter with the airplane mode thing.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. Everyone's like, I'm pointing people out. Like everyone knows who everybody is. So it is a bit like it's like Where's Wally, sort of thing. But it's Where's Everybody in ESA.
Yeah. Where's everybody? What we're doing? There's the stick.
Exactly. Stick makes it. Stick always makes an appearance.
I think there was Bowie doing the Sudoku. I think was on there as well, which was a nice little touch.
I quite like Sudoku, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bit off topic there, but yeah, I quite like Sudoku.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we should spend this racing game speedrun talking about Sudokus.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that everybody would do.
So, numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how Sudoku.
I'll tell you what, there is a number, the number 1, which is the number of donations we've got. If you want to update us.
That works. Go for it.
I don't have any donations to read, sadly, at the moment, so make sure to get those in for Duolingo.
It lies.
Oh, I know. we're being lied to.
Being lied.
But also, what I can say is that make sure to also donate some for Risk of Rain, which we'll have at about 5 p.m. today. And we are almost still about $1,900 away from that, so make sure to hit that one.
So I think this is like the main soundtrack for me, personally, for this game. I don't know why, but it seems to be repeated more than the other songs. I don't know why. But yeah, that was something I didn't mention. So I mentioned about the rookie series and things like that before. So there was actually a new chapter that was added. I think this was the last year or the year before. Me and Tim didn't pick it up originally, but again, thanks to Steam sales, yay, you might pick it up quite cheap. So they did a Ayrton Senna chapter where you can actually drive like F1 cars and things, which is really, really cool. Obviously, like, knockoff versions, but still, I digress.
Yeah.
It's a really cool aspect because like all the cars in this are genuine like road cars. Genuine street cars. F1 cars aren't stuff you can drive on the road unless you've somehow got a tax code for it. I don't know at this day and age. But
money, yeah.
You need some sort of money or certificate to drive on.
Quite frankly, if you've got the money to do that, you should be donated to Upsimer Funded instead.
Aha, yes. That's always a good shout to throw
that the segue.
Like, yes.
It was super smooth.
Also, some of these races, well, like that, are blinking, you'll miss it. I do apologise that I was talking during that. But yeah,
sorry, I blinked.
I think it was the center thing is like center forever or something like that. Also, we're moving through these really quick.
Yeah.
Also, so we've got a top down now. Unfortunately, it's raining.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, so this does actually have weather effects too.
It's just like Malmo with all the summer rain.
I mean, it is at the moment, I think, given the current climate, but either way, digress. It's like, is this winter all over again? So the physics do change slightly, not too much, like you don't drift too much wider. Also, you can see that this gets pretty hectic pretty quickly, so I'm going to try my best without letting too many people pass me.
Yeah.
This is the other thing as well, like you have to hope that the AI just slows down, you can just scooch on by like that. Also, with the amount of corners in this particular track, it gets super difficult super quick. There's also another reason why it's like difficult to use boost, because you've got to use boost in the right moments, otherwise, well, if you use it in the wrong moments, guess what? You lose all that speed. The AI seems to jump you for no reason and goes, yep, why not?
Yeah. And if you don't use it at all, then you won't.
Then you just won't catch them. Simple as that. So I think, if I remember correctly, there is somewhere on here. There is actually another boost. I only realised this the other day when I was like messing about. I was like, wait, there's another boost on the side of the track. So I think it's on my left. I'm not sure which corner it's at, so I'll try my best to grab it. Also, we got that's actually a Aston Martin. I forget which one it actually is. That's Aston Martin 177, I think it is. There we go. We got it. Oh god, hello.
Oh,
and
nice.
Just like that, moving.
Oh god,
nice.
I thought the first place guy was well ahead of you, but turns out you're about to lap last place. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, so you can like lap a few people on this as well. The tracks, by the way, get way more hectic and a bit more like, okay, you think your reactions are good? Let's speed it up a bit. Let's see how good you really are.
Yeah. This thing just like weirdly bends side to side, and like you said, you know, the physics change isn't that much, but when you've spent multiple tracks getting used to the old physics, and then it gives you this and all the sudden curves, because you don't really have that many in the previous tracks as well.
Yeah, so it kind of like the physics do jump around a little bit, but for the most part, this kind of stay the same. It's not too bad. Well, I was going to say something else we had in this game. I forgot what it was. Never mind.
Something go fast. It's still raining.
Yeah. I think, well, probably now's a good time to maybe hand it over to the host, I think.
Yeah.
Have you got any messages?
Yes, we have a $5 donation from Metako saying, "The Taskmaster is watching. Impress me, Viper."
Uh-oh.
And of course, this donation
No
went towards the Klingon incentive. So let's keep those donations coming to meet this incentive.
I'm actually quite curious now what that sort of... So is it a language selection or something for this Klingon thing?
I would assume so if the game's Duolingo.
Yeah, so you play Duolingo, and Klingon is a language you can learn on Duolingo. So they'll have to learn Klingon, I guess. So I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Tell you what,
hence the reason why it's in the language selection.
Yeah. I think maybe we should have been using Duolingo to learn Portuguese, so we could greet our home fans appropriately.
If there is a Portuguese language on it, then yeah. Sure. Also, the other
I can't imagine this world where there's Klingon but not Portuguese.
So one of the main things I was just going to mention was, so you'll see that we have, what is it? Oh god, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So the Horizon Chaser, or the Ferrari, call it whatever you wish. So this does actually have it has several different skins. So depending on the skin, actually depends on the references. So the original color scheme, which is like a plain red with like a white interior, is supposed to represent the Outrun. And there is the black one here, which is representing Miami Vice with the characters. There is orange, apparently that represents orange is the new black. There is a blue colour. I forget what it represents, but there's a pride flag, so I presume pride, things like that. There is also, what's the other one? There's another, I can't remember. Oh, there's a white one, which is also representing the LGBT community as well, in that regard. And what else? Oh, yes, of course, the final one. Anyone that's familiar with Ferris Bueller's Day Off will be quite happy to know about. There is a skin that has 3 people, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. And it is basically the same sort of set, I think you could say, as Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So this track in particular is quite difficult, so I think if we've got any donations, now would definitely be a good time to read them.
Perfect. Yeah, we've got another donation for $20 from Ragged Dan also saying, do please make Klingon Duolingo happen. And of course, this one also went towards the Klingon donation incentive.
Excellent. How far away are we now?
I think now we're just under $40, so really close.
Make it happen.
I think there is I did see actually a turbo around here somewhere. By that, a nitro. It's around here somewhere. I saw it. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did see it. I thought I'd seen it. I was like, I saw something glittering out the corner of my eye.
You doubt the evidence of your eyes.
I was like, wait, are my eyes deceiving me? For some reason, when I was thinking before, I was talking about eyesight and things like that, I immediately think of ASDF movie with the sticks the carrots in his eyes. Like, hey, do you know carrots are good for your eyesight? Sticks in his eyes.
You lie to me.
Oh, that's good stuff as well. I believe we have actually got the game for ASDF movie here too.
Oh, really?
It's called the
Muffin
ASDF
Time.
Muffin Time.
I was very, very close to bringing it, but
somebody beat you to it.
Yeah. No. I think I remember vaguely mentioning it, and so yep, no, I've got to bring it in. I'm like, good. That saves me the luggage space.
There's definitely one thing I remembered regarding ASDF movie, which was beep am sheep. So beep am sheep. So it was that one, obviously, the Muffin Time one.
I think the appropriate one for racing games is they thought I was mad when I taught a llama how to drive.
Yeah. No, llama, no. Just drives off. Oops.
Not that I'm suggesting anything about your driving.
No.
Especially not right now.
I mean, I've hit a couple of barriers.
Yeah.
Forget,
but that was in the past.
Yeah.
Llama mode is over.
Yes, but we win. It's fine.
Yeah.
Also, I think we've only got like 2 races to go, so we're getting close. Actually, I say that. I think we might be on the last race. Okay, no, we are on the last race.
Okay.
Forget everything I just said. We are on the last race. This race has gone pretty damn quick. But yeah, so this is Sunset Racer. It's about a minute or so long, so I will let you have your hand over the button. Time will be when I cross the finish line, and I'm hoping with a bit of luck, if I can get it right, that I can win this. Because recently, attempts have not gone too well. Like, for some reason, I've just missed out on first place. Like, it's not the end of the world if I do get second, but it'd be nice to finish on a high.
Yeah.
Why not?
Especially all the victories so far.
Also, they decided to leave all the tokens in one spot for this race. I do not know why, but there you go. Decisions were obviously made somewhere.
I feel like that's an indication that they want you to concentrate on the racing and
probably do. Yeah.
The final race, the big race.
There we go. We've got all the tokens. I always thought if you got all the tokens, you'd actually get a a nitrous, but obviously not.
No.
Also, that Audi's just like, I'm going to push past you.
I know. It just went...
How rude.
Yeah.
So I always like use the boost a bit too much on this one. So I'm going to just try and get as close as I can to the race leader, which is obviously, I think, another Ferrari. The other Ferrari? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. And we're on the last lap. Here we go.
Right, here we go.
So we've got 20 seconds, or thereabouts, depending on AI not getting in my way. Oh, it's going to be a close fight.
Trying.
All right, I'm going to boost here. Please don't, like I say, please don't stop me now. Come on. Go. And time. Nice. I'm glad I actually managed to win them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Horizon Chase Turbo. Now I will just quickly mention, so the record for Summer Vibes is, I think, like 25 something, like 25:30 something or 25:40 something. Basically the record is absolutely nuts. So that was me going as quick as I could, but the guys that actually run this game that are extremely fast and that they really know what they're doing, definitely go and check them out. The guys are unbelievable at this. There's actually a guy who's running here too, who's called Nimputs. He's doing the Burnout Paradise run. I believe it's tomorrow morning. He's also run this. I don't know if he's run Summer Vibes. I think he has. I digress. But yeah, feel free to go and check him out as well. You can obviously find me over at Viper Races. Many thanks to my awesome audience for being awesome and for the support and for turning up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Many thanks to ESA for allowing me to run this. However, stick around until Friday when I'll be running something which is known as Citroen C4 Robot. Believe me, there's memes, there's shenanigans. It's 20 minutes long, but it's going to be a right laugh. And there's maybe a surprise at the end, who knows. But yeah, would you like to say any final words?
Well, thanks very much for having me, first of all. Yeah, do check the game out. Viper sort of mentioned it to me. I had a look at it. Looks absolutely beautiful. It's quite fun to play, especially for someone like me who's got a sucker for those types of old racing games. I think it's like pretty much all the things, isn't it? Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch.
Yeah.
So do check it out. And
Still waiting on the sequel to come to Steam though, because it's out on like an Apple platform or something like that. But yeah, they are bringing it to PC and Steam eventually.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend
play this while you're waiting.
Start. Yeah.
And yeah, stick around because on Wednesday I will be, as you've heard in the donation, assisting our glorious Taskmaster Matako in putting 5 contestants through their paces.
Yeah. On that note, I think we'll hand it back over to the host. So thank you very much.
Thank you.